It was past 7 a.m. when Amara finally stepped out of the taxi. Her white nurse uniform was slightly creased from the long night shift, and the exhaustion on her face told the story of yet another sleepless night. Lagos was already awake. Cars honked loudly outside, vendors called out from the roadside, and the city moved with its usual restless energy. But all Amara wanted was to get home, take off her shoes, and sleep. She slowly opened the door to the apartment she shared with her boyfriend, Toby. The house was unusually quiet. She dropped her bag gently on the table and walked into the bedroom. Then she stopped. Her eyes landed on the bed. Toby was fast asleep, one arm thrown over the pillow. Beside him lay a brand new expensive phone, still in its glossy box. On the chair nearby were shopping bags from a luxury boutique. Amara frowned. She stared at the bags, then at Toby. Her voice dropped to a whisper. But Toby said he had no money. A strange feeling crept into her chest. Something was not right. Little did she know, this was only the beginning of a betrayal that would change her life forever. Every morning, while most people were still asleep, Amara was already on her feet. By 5 a.m., she was dressed and ready. Her days were long, sometimes 12 hours, sometimes 16, sometimes she worked through the night. At the private hospital where she worked, everyone knew her as one of the most dedicated nurses. She attended to patients with patience and kindness. She comforted crying families. She rushed emergency patients into the ward. She barely sat down. Even during breaks, she was often checking on someone. Her colleague and best friend, Nurse Kemi, always admired her strength. Amara, you need to rest sometimes, Kemi would say. But Amara only smiled. I can rest later. Right now, I need to build my future. Unknown to most people, Amara had a dream, a big dream. She wanted to open her own clinic someday, a place where people could receive affordable and compassionate healthcare. So every month, she saved almost all her salary. Every naira mattered. Every shift mattered. Every sacrifice had a purpose. At home, Toby always acted supportive. He would smile and say things like, baby, one day I'll help you build that clinic. And because she loved him, she believed every word. A few weeks later, strange things started happening. One evening, Amara sat on her bed checking her bank app. Her brows tightened. The balance looked wrong, much lower than it should be. She checked again, then again, still the same. At first, she brushed it off. Maybe it was a transfer she had forgotten, maybe bank charges. But over the next few days, more debit alerts came in. Small amounts, then larger ones, transfers made late at night, times she knew she was either sleeping or working. Her heart began to race. The next day at work, Kemi noticed her worry on her face. What's wrong? She asked. Amara hesitated. Then she said quietly, my account balance keeps dropping, but I don't know why. Kemi looked concerned. Have you checked properly? Amara nodded, but deep down, fear had already begun to grow. That same night, Toby casually asked from the couch, so how much have you saved now? Amara answered without thinking. She trusted him. After all, he was the man she loved. But something about the way his eyes lit up made her uncomfortable. As the weeks passed, Toby began changing. Suddenly, he was spending money, a lot of it. He bought new clothes, expensive shoes, designer perfumes. He started going out more often, coming home late, sometimes smiling at his phone. One evening, Amara looked at him carefully. Toby, where is all this money coming from? He barely looked up. A business investment paid off. Amara nodded slowly, but the explanation didn't sit right. Kemi was even more suspicious. One afternoon at work, she said firmly, Amara, I don't trust that man. Amara sighed. Kemi, please, don't start. But Kemi shook her head. A man without visible work should not suddenly start living like a millionaire. Those words stayed in Amara's mind. Then came the day everything fell apart. Amara was in the hospital ward when her phone buzzed. A debit alert, 850,000 naira transferred successfully. Her blood ran cold. She had not made any transfer. Her hands began to shake. Immediately after her shift, she rushed home. Her heart pounded with every step. When she entered the apartment, she heard the shower running. Toby was home. His phone lay carelessly on the bed. Then a notification popped up. Transfer received from Amara O. Her heart froze. Her breath caught in her throat. Slowly, with trembling fingers, she picked up the phone. The banking app was open. She stared in disbelief. There it was. Transfer after transfer. Different dates, different amounts, all from her account. Millions. Her life savings. Gone. Then she opened his messages. Her eyes filled with tears as she read. Guy, this nurse babe still no suspect anything. Use her money well before she finds out. Amara's knees nearly gave way. The man she loved had been stealing from her. The bathroom door opened. Toby stepped out, drying his hair. He stopped when he saw her. Amara stood in the middle of the room, tears streaming down her face. She threw the phone at him. You stole from me? Toby's face changed. First shock, then guilt, then arrogance. Amara, calm down. Calm down, she screamed. My savings, my clinic money, my sweat. At first he tried to deny it. Then he shrugged. I only borrowed it. Borrowed? That word hit her like a slap. Borrowed? Her voice cracked. Borrowed? You stole years of my hard work? Then he said the cruelest thing. You work too much anyway. What's the big deal? Amara stared in disbelief. That was the moment something inside her broke. As if the theft was not enough, the truth got worse. The next day, Amara saw a social media post. There was Toby at a luxury restaurant with another woman, laughing, holding hands, using her money. Amara's tears fell silently. It wasn't just theft, it was betrayal, cheating, humiliation. Kemi held her close. This is not the end of your story. This time, Amara refused to break. She gathered every evidence, screenshots, bank alerts, messages, photos. She went straight to the bank, then to the police station. Within days, Toby's account was frozen. He was arrested for fraud. For the first time in weeks, Amara felt power returning to her. Mrs. Daniels and Kemi stood by her. The hospital management even supported her with a grant. Hope returned. 6 months later, a new sign stood proudly in Lagos. Amara Care Clinic. Bright, modern, beautiful. Amara stood at the entrance smiling through happy tears. Patients walked in. Staff welcomed her. Her dream had finally come true. Kemi hugged her tightly. The same tears that once broke her became the strength that built her future. Sometimes, betrayal does not destroy you. It reveals the power you never knew you had.